across all maps. So it's a decent substitute to have in because you know he's quite dependable, but you are losing that IGL. You are losing the ideas man in your team.
Yeah, and I think that showed in that matchup against Foz, you know, particularly on Mirage. But it did seem like they were able to bring it back, and potentially floating some of those maps like Dust2 is helpful. Mirage, well, mentioned it, but wasn't their best shot. So they're going to have to try and redeem themselves. But Dust2 is a good place to start, given their success so far on it. And they'll be starting on that T side. And they definitely are the team with everything to prove here. Entropiq, the favourites in this matchup.
Yes, and Entropiq, they're actually starting on the CT side as well because it is K23's map pick, and already we've got aggression taking shape. Elian trying to peek in down towards Suicide. Just trying to jump over for this short position. K23 right now, they've actually got good ground in towards long. It's uncontested, but Crad is holding, and he has utility.
Yeah, they got this heavy mid lane from the CTs, 2 in towards mid and then 1 in short as well. So the rotations will be there. But Crad has to come up good on the initial contact. Looks like a run boost being set up. Gets called off, actually. You can see the X-ray as they were trying to pull that one off. But they're just going to creep their way up. Crad, oh, that's one way to find out that they're coming. Gets the dink. No armor behind him either. So he just wants to stay alive here, get a chance to deploy this utility. But at the very least, the warning sounds are ringing. And Mia, he is on the flank.
They're holding for this. They're well aware that Entropiq could try and pincer them in. All players are basically rotated over. If Mir goes down here, K23 can just run away.
He can also just sit here, and that can pretty much, you know, unless they come back and clear him, he can come through later on as the hit comes through and do serious damage, but he's going to go for the swing, and he's punished for it. He goes down. As said, on the side, fighting is going back and forth. Forrester has found a kill, so it is an advantage for Entropiq, but look at the HP. Both Crad and Elian have been digged through this, and Nickelback, he's found the kill in mid as well. So it's now back into this 2-on-3 Crowd mentioned earlier. Has been brought low, so they're going to be using a bit of a boost here to try and punish this push up. Forrester looking for the heads, not quite being delivered, but does a lot of damage onto Clax. And with Nickelback finding problem, Clax, he just wants to get the bomb down, but he's going to be overwhelmed.
Yeah, so unfortunate for K23. They had a clear game plan, and they actually had the read on Entropiq lurking on in as well through the back lines. It's that re-aggression of Nickelback finding out the player in towards short that actually just really facilitated Entropiq to get something going there, because it felt like the firepower was going K23's way. They were dinking long range against the USPs with the Glocks over towards the pit position. They even had the smoke grenades to cross over, but unfortunately Entropiq, they just put themselves in a good position. There's just too many players on this A bomb site, and the bomb, it can't even go down.
Stay small little tech pause. Wouldn't be this qualifier if we didn't have a couple of tech pauses going on, but just a player experiencing some lag. So hopefully that one can be resolved quickly. Maybe a little reconnect to get that one sorted. Yeah, it kind of looked like there was an opportunity there, right, with Mia going down. They could have bailed, and you could see that that's exactly what Raging was wanting to do. He wanted to clear a path out for them, but with Nickelback finding him, I mean, there's just no avenue, and they have to commit to that attack in through long, which results in not even a bomb plant. Scary here if Entropiq get off to a good start as well, right? Particularly what we saw with Elian earlier in that matchup. In the 11 rounds we did get to watch. He was like 21 for 3 or something crazy like that.
It was something absurd. But unfortunately, because of the forfeit, the stats don't get added to HLTV. So probably a little bit upset, but we'll probably be just happy overall that his team are through to the next round of the competition, because there's only one spot here at the closed qualifiers for EU, so everyone's going to be fighting tooth and nail. We are in the lower bracket. Every game right now is elimination down here, and, well, for one of these two teams, they will be going home.
Yeah, and on the other stream, on the A stream, we've got the Sprout vs Heat matchup. That's the upper bracket final, so the winner of that will advance to that qualifying final where they have the opportunity to fight for that spot. And the loser will be taking on the winner of this matchup in the lower bracket final, so still a couple of games to go for whichever team does succeed in this matchup. But given the 4 teams that we're looking at here, is this about how you expected this qualifier to pan out?
I would normally say yes. I'd like to throw Forza in there as well. I think that the fact that they lost to this K23 squad after winning 16-1 on Mirage is a bit of a dent to the confidence for them, and something must have gone catastrophically wrong over on Nuke and Dust2. So I would have thrown them in the hat. I would have argued I wanted to see a little bit more from Rare Atom, not possibly in this round so far, but making it past the mixed teams, that would have been my expectation at the very least. They actually lost to 4 yesterday, so unfortunate scenes for them, especially how good they looked kind of on the European circuit at Challenger Valencia. So I was excited for them. I was excited to see them potentially play, but unfortunately it didn't really pan out. But Lucy, thankfully, it's not one of the extended ones. The timer is ticking on down, and well, we can get straight back into the game. It's only round number 2, everyone. And it looks like K23 are not really going to invest at all. Just maybe a P250 here or there. Flashbang on problem.
Yeah, it should just be a nice, easy cleanup for Entropiq. A couple of MP9s that can farm up some cash money. It'll be a heavy lean towards the B site for these T side players. They've got that flashbang, so waiting for this utility to be used, and then going to go for a bit of a flash play, a bit of a pop out. Scouting for information at the moment, and Mia, he is in a power position. Also has the support of Nickelback up towards short here with that nade. That combo with this SMG could do so much damage.
It could, and also Nickelback's just baiting them in. Here comes the grenade, and here comes Mir, farming up the cash. It's $600 a kill, but he potentially could be overwhelmed. But there's that overwatch of Nickelback. He only gets one, but in the back line strikes another MP9. This should just be potential cleanup job. However, Problem does find Forrester, and whilst 2 of these K23 players are low, they've managed to escape.
Well, that did not go how Entropiq wanted it to go. They had the perfect setup to counter that stack in towards B. They had Mia already there, ready to go. They had the Overwatch in play. They had the flanking player come through. This player should get cleaned up now. Problem has very little HP, and they know where... Well, they should know where he is because his teammate just went down in mid. And his exit is being held as soon as he goes around this corner. But the fact they get 2 kills is huge. That is... They should not have been able to pull that one off. And maybe just the MP9, it fires a little bit too quickly and you run out of bullets very fast.
At the very least, it was only the SMGs being taken down, so the purchase can come in, even a drop over for Nickelback. Mir will be picking up that M4, and the buy is actually substantially stronger than what they had last round, at the cost of very little, really, just losing those SMGs in the process. K23, they've got a buy of their own now off the back of saving. AK-47s across the board, apart from Exapower, who's trying to tag down with the scout. Blow for blow in towards middle. Elian gets dinked down low.
Yeah, that's the man we're looking to. Mia, just completely sideswipe. Rajin just swings out and removes him before he can get anything done with that advanced position. With that early damage done to Elian, this is a good round for K23 to bounce back. Could then be flashing through Rajin. He's got such an advanced position, and that's another kill for him. Huge amount of impact early on here. And now they can isolate the B site. That's a critical duel for Forrester to win. But he still has so many more. Look at these T players, all 4 making their way to B.
Flashed at the very least, but he has been spotted trying to hold down the trigger. Only 4 bullets left in the mag, but X5 will punish. B bomb site about to be overwhelmed. 4 versus 2 Entropiq. They should be saving this one. Money not there. We're talking about the couple of SMGs being neutralized, but some of these rounds have been quite close, all things considered. K23, they bounce back in with the guns, and Raging on that early impact. A couple of kills in the early stages, overwhelming Entropiq at mid. If K23 want to find success, Raging, he's so good at opening the door, cracking open these entry kills, and it's really good to see him stepping up early.
Yeah, that fast aggression, just moving as a pack, not taking the slow default heavy approach that Entropiq were clearly setting up for Mir with that advanced position ready to catch out any movements through mid, but not expecting a player to just run full pelt across the across top mid and wide swing onto him. Which is exactly what Rajin does, and then doesn't slow down after that. Gets the flash show into mid, knows that space is now open with Mir going down. And that's the round essentially won at that point. Even if Forrester had been able to get a kill or 2, it wouldn't have made really any difference because the retake just wasn't set up to be taking place.
Yeah, and that B bomb site on Dust2, that's notoriously one of the more difficult ones to retake, just in the game in general, I feel like. That and Inferno B bomb site when people were set up in those crossfires. So, difficult task. Nevertheless, K23, they passed the first gun round with flying colours, and speaking of flying, flashbangs rain through the air and Crad hits the deck. Nickelback just trying to run away and preserve his life.
You can see why they picked up this new player in Rajin. He is explosive when he is hitting his shots. The amount of impact he can find early on is incredible. Not afraid to go for these entry kills. He's rewarded with Crad. Not a lot of utility on the CT side here. They opted to fully invest into this one. They really have to make it work. Trying to swing onto Nickelback here. He's able to at least get one and do quite a bit of damage onto X5. That's enough to put him in distance of Elian's scout. Long control taken and a man advantage. K23 are in a good position this round.
This feels like deja vu with the pistol, except this time with the upgraded weapons. K23 take long control, so cognizant of the fact that a flank could come into the fray. But this time they send a lot of bodies to try and deal with that factor that Entropiq haven't really accounted for. Instead, Mir, he's tucked in towards short. Forrester, he's actually peering in towards tunnels, trying to gather all this information. Mir, this is key. Good kill, and now he can escape as well.
He spotted that second player just on the edge of that, so he throws his utility. He can fall off 33 seconds, so they have to start to commit to this. They can't respect the smoke. And this is where Forrester can swing in from lowers. That's the bomb dropped as well. Oh, even the second. That is a great transfer from him. And now Extra Power. He doesn't really have any way into this round, and Mir's going to completely remove him. So fantastic response from Mir, getting that information, dropping after getting the kill with the smoke, and allowing Forrester to just clean them up.
It's really nice, but as a result of it, K23, they can still buy. Rasian will be on a Deagle, but Exapower will be on this AWP. Instrumental in that victory over Forza, especially on Dust2. So we look to him to provide the outlet that K23 require with this big green. Peeking on in down towards the long, gets flashed and mollied away. So Entropiq, they've got the map control.
Let's get away with his life. No armor behind that AWP. It's a full investment. Speaking of full Rasian, he's full gunning it down mid. Try and get some ground here. There's no one actually in mid itself at the moment for the CTs. They've got this double setup. Yeah, it's out towards long there, basically on top of each other, so you can barely tell. Oh no, sorry, it's on the side here, Alien. He's getting boosted up. This might reward him with the kill, but Extra Power, he is holding for it. He just peeks straight into it. That is a huge kill. Great nade though. That's going to do so much damage. X5, he's removed. The bomb dropped. Nickelback saves the day.
Nickelback's so good with his utility. We've seen it all close qualifier long. Exapower trying to peek in from the short side. Already dealt with one player on a crafty boost. Has to deal with a few more, but as Crad, whoa, I was going to say locks down long. He's actually given Raging an opportunity. And here comes Klax. All members of K23 are chiming on in. Forrester is being a bit loud about his approach. And now Mir, he's thrown into this clutch. The only thing he's got going for him is this flank.
Well, if I one player with his back turn, Raging goes flying for a second there. Now they know exactly where he is. Exapower with the AWP is in the power position. Can just hold the angle, and Mir has no utility to work with. Has to clear this perfectly. Not even being given the chance from Plax. Going to be doing the jump spot. That's a great kill. The AWP removed. Now into the one-on-one, and Mir has a chance into this, but not aware of Plax's position. He'd remain tucked in, completely invisible, and he swings out at the end to close the round.
Funnily enough, the most critical kill in that entire round for K23 was Raging on long on Crad. The fact that he gets that kill creates just doubt in Entropiq's minds, and they're not really too sure how many players are over that short side or splitting in between long, because that map control is completely given up, and it allows K23 the room on that short side to completely crunch this A bomb site. Look what it's done to the economy as well, Lucy. It's absolutely dire for the CTs.
Yeah, complete reset here. Forrester the only one with really anything behind this. The 5-7. Oh, a little tickle with the USP, but not going to really do too much. Oh, another tickle. Big tickle monster here, but not able to get anything more done. This stack is over to the A-bomb site, which K23 going to find the B site completely clear. Mia might have an opportunity here. Ooh, 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 spots the player, but again, not able to do anything with just the USP.
I like how disciplined K23 are being as well. They're leaving nothing to chance to even re-smoke in their positions. Despite having the information that Entropiq are on this weaker buy, they don't want to throw anything away if they can help it. Money not in the best spot. They're still willing to burn away this utility to make sure they have safe passage onto the B bomb site, which they are completely allowed to do. Because as you just mentioned, Entropiq, they're all stacked on towards A. There's no one home at B.
Easy as you like it. Scoreline going to be evened out. K23 keep it clean as well. You can see their money is not fantastic, so keeping everyone alive, particularly with the rifles, puts them into a good position going into the follow-up. So, good start for K23 here on the T side. Even though Entropiq get a few rounds, this bounce back has been solid.
We've seen Entropiq as well trying to go a little bit aggressive in towards middle at times. That's always been caught out. So it'll be interesting to see the reaction when the guns next come into play. Whether they want to just maybe re-aggress somewhere mid-round. We saw how effective it was with Mir and Forrester in between the tunnels. Don't really need to take the issue early. K23, they're happy to give up the ground and try and execute on towards long. It's clear that that's the key area of map control they want to take. But also, on the flip side, this T side, especially on Dust2, it's dictated by spawns. Look at it right now. They could definitely rush B.
Maybe just to see if they do opt to do that. Maybe catch Entropiq off guard. That's what they did in one of those earlier rounds when Rasian just showed that aggression towards top mid and then just barreled down into mid and punished Elian. So they might opt to do something similar. 3 players making their way towards B. Bomb will be collected on the way there. So they have managed to get there pretty early, but XPO with the orb, he just wants to hold the line and see if he's given a kill.
Look at this information played by Nickelback as well. The bomb is still in T spawn, but Exapower finds the opener on B in the meantime. This is still getting a little bit weird. As Elian peeks on over, Exapower's boosted up. And somehow, he gets out of dodge, but all in the meanwhile, Nickelback in the backlines. We talked about the bomb being so far removed, and well, it's dropped.
Yeah, that push, it just pays off. You can see how much focus was being put on this lower B area. Exapower, he's probably on the comms there, noticing that they've spotted a player. And then Nickelback just slips the net, finds the opening, drops the bomb, and he's moved all the way into deep backyard now, where might be able to catch another player off guard. Exapower not ready for this push up, is able to readjust, but the damage has been done. X5 looking to find him now. Nickelback's just killing everybody out here. 11 for 2, he's on for the ace at the moment, actually. Shouldn't be able to get it just because of Rajin's position. Mir finds him. But that round is saved by Nickelback's heroic push up mid.
Leading by example. Found a little gap in the defense. The spawns, maybe a little bit of a trip hazard for K23. Just because of the nature of it, they sent 3 players early. They've still got the same one again. They can elect for another rush if they choose to see fit. But since it didn't work out so well for them last round, they might have a different change of approach. That's exactly what's happening. It's more of a standard default.
Long control conceded this time. The spawn's not there to be able to take anything aggressive. Yeah, spreading out across the map at the moment are K23 Asian poking around in towards lower dark. Heavy commitment towards long A for the CTs. They do get control. I can just jiggle this angle, drop the smoke when he gets contact. That allows them to commit 2 more players to mid and to B. Keep that defense on lock.
Gotta be careful though, because it looks like K23 want to reset back in. Crad, oh, he spotted the players now. Dropping the smoke, trying to escape with his life. So my first thought, because in fact, he's sticking around. If he manages to even get one with him, that could be vital, but K23, they reset off the back of Rage and gathering this short control.
Yeah, it's a great anti-flash position there because you can just tuck in and then swing and no one's clearing that close angle because they're focused on the left side of door. With the molly being dropped and clearing out that angle, he knows that he'll get cleared, so he has to fall back to another bit of an off angle. And it's short where the T's make their way now. Rasian, as mentioned, had taken that ground early on. On Nickelback deploying a smoke as well, just to make matters worse. The flash comes through though, he gets caught off. Elliot now, it's all on him. He's jumping up and down, trying to bob and weave and find more kills here. Has 2, the flash is perfect, sets him up for a second. Now Problem trying to flush him out, but can't quite do it. Elliot Jack in the box, up and down. And Forrest has now chimed in. Problem all alone, has to tap away and try and find these kills, but they are gonna be denied.
The fact that Elian gets so much mileage out of that is absolutely ridiculous. It's so important that he stays alive, and then even being supported by the flashes, the utility reigns in. All that time being wasted, Entropiq can just move in closer and closer and shut down the execute before it could even begin. It's perfect play on the A-bomb site, and Entropiq, they're starting to slightly pull away now. It's a 2-round advantage, and K23, they're going to rush, want the bomb site, and they want B.
They want that plant to go down. Forrest drops in the sentry, so they can't immediately commit to it. Problem is sitting back with a flashbang, ready to throw that one out. Forrester throws down the smoke. There's so much support nearby though. And look, he's ready for it. He's tucked all the way into deep. Mia's close by. The utility comes through. Forrester, this is an easy spray down. They are all just crumbling beneath him. And it is almost the ace. Mia, he ends up coming in for a couple. But it's a perfect defensive hold.
How rude, Mia. Let Forrester have his moment. Lovely little bit of play towards the back of sight. It's easy as you like, really, isn't it? I mean, K23, they don't really have anything invested in. It's just pistols. But give him the ace. Come on, he deserves it. He's doing all the hard work. He's waiting there. He's playing the Bianca role, and it's not the nicest position in the world to find yourself in at times. So, still a good cleanup, nevertheless. Taking long now. It's the old reliable for K23, but Entropiq, they're here to fight it.
I love this crowd pushing up forward next to the smoke so he can abuse that position. He gets 2 kills for it. That's a huge amount of impact. What a heads-up play. Nickelback's fallen back towards Kai. He has utility he can deploy as well, so they can't even really flush him out. They have a single Molotov that they can throw there. You can see Rajin getting ready to do it. The smoke is ready to be deployed as the counter. And then how do you deal with him? You have no way of flushing him out now.
Yeah, just spamming. No HEs. Nickelback just hiding and surviving. Drawing all this attention. Elian can therefore focus on towards short, can even rotate in if needed. Even more damage being done. It's so much. Just constant pressure from these players. But finally, Exapower with the answer. 3 versus 3, but that's a quick shot. Klax is next to full, and that's the bombing pit.
Cool, what a shot from Elian. Bomb dropped. Chance here for another. He hits those flicks every day of the week. Exapower, he's not going to give that one up. He drops the smoke. Doesn't want to get caught in another one of those flick shots. Elian showing signs of what we saw from him earlier. Dust2, a great map for Orpers. Picks up the bomb, but 25 seconds left. He might even just opt to hold onto his AK at this stage.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. Especially with only 10 seconds left. So that's exactly what happens. Exapower could throw that one over. Or he might just even keep it. Loss bonus is starting to build for K23, but I very much doubt it's going to achieve too much. Yeah, look at it. It's not enough to full invest into it. Could have some Tech 9s around it at the very least. And that's exactly what this pause is for. Just to kind of discuss where they want to go, what the direction is, but also going forward into the gun rounds, how are they going to answer against Entropiq's aggression? So far, the only real layer of the assault is to kind of take this long control, then wait for Entropiq to kind of push the extremities and try and pincer them in and try and fight their way out. But it's almost a little bit one-dimensional. K23, they had more success, especially when Raging was taking these fights in towards mid.
Yeah, even these long controls, and they do take control of that position, they're not doing it without casualties. You know, that round, obviously Crad was able to double up, but every single time they've managed to get long control, they've lost at least one player, and it's gone even trades, which isn't ideal, particularly when you got a player like Elian just sitting back ready with the sniper to be able to pick you off as you try and make your way up towards long. So maybe a bit of a change up here. All the players leaning over towards B. Could be the Tech 9 rush B that gets the job done. We'll see.
X5 as well, I have to call on his name. 1 and 8 right now, and he was a standout player for K23 against Falls on Dust2. And he had 32 kills going into that one, 103 ADR, and so far he's absent in the server. Feels like a 4 versus 5. That grenade is going to hurt even more. Raging brought down to under half.
That one's going to give him some migraines. Elian holding the slither of the gap here. Ooh, almost given the opportunity. Problem presents an arm. Then it swings away. Another potentially juicy nade coming through. Doing more damage. They're just getting chipped away here. Utility doing so much. Nickelback in a fantastic position as well. Actually, it's going to fall off that one. Doesn't want to get too close and can pick up some utility from Elian to support later. Power with a single AK looking for the opening, but Forrest is holding for it. With him falling, K23's chances of this round get slimmer and slimmer.
They're going to group up though. They're going to head down towards short, but this is Nickelback's domain and you shall not pass. Especially because he has a little bit of utility, even being supported by Elian just holding the cross. Crash can even drop some flashbangs over the top. We've already seen it. Here we go. Here's the execute. One-way smokes down. K23 need to find an answer in. There's only 20 seconds.
Comes the first flash. They do have one more to work with, and they've dropped players down to the CT, trying to cause some chaos here. But Mia, he has got it all under control, and that's Nickelback swinging out for the double. And it's as easy as you like. It was always a long shot with the weaponry they had, but they don't even find a single kill for their troubles. I like the idea. Dropping players down to the CT, try and catch out the player down there, get a rifle, and then maybe you've got an opportunity to upset, but Mia's too solid on the hold.
It's a case of Entropiq holding their utility as well. They've always got a little flashbang here or there to make sure that K23 just can't safely cross into the bomb site without any vision being obscured. Its power gets smoked off. So that doors cross is going to become null and void. X5, I don't think he spotted Crad, but he's got an idea that he might be there.
Yeah, he definitely suspects something. Molotov giving a bit of cover. Elian, they've gone for this boost a couple of times. The flash is going to come through. Elian falls off the angle. Throw a HE down, which actually doesn't do any damage somehow. This is the mark. Now the T's look to take control towards long, and it's a double setup here.
It's not quite a crossfire. It's more of a bait and switch. Crad can take first contact. They'll assume it's clear. In fact, I'll tell you what. Nickelback might not even be needed. 2 for 1. Crad's so good at getting these multi-kills over towards long. But that's a great shot. Mir is next to be removed. It's still a 3 versus 3. In K23, they've had control over towards short, but they're looking to relocate and reset. They need to do it quick, though, because Nickelback is on a flank in top mid.
Yeah, there's a timer on this one. And Forrester, he has to come up good here on the defense. He's the sole defender on the B side. He's out in the open at the moment, but he thinks better of it. Swings back in. That's the bomb dropped as well. Huge kill to find. Already done everything he needs to do, but if you can find another and just keep them busy while this flank comes through, that is everything. That's Clax going down. Extra power. The flank comes through. Nickelback, he closes it out.
Yeah, this just feels a lot more of Entropiq going through the motions right now, and K23, we've had this discussion before where we're saying, with Nilan not being in the roster, who's going to be that ideas man? Who's going to kind of change the dynamic of this roster and give them some new ideas? Because it just feels like it's the same default over and over again. And it's not really yielding the same success. 9-3, Entropiq have built up such a substantial lead. And it is this long play, and Molotovs and Incendiaries in kind are being dropped for Entropiq. And they're just going to look to hold on to this.
Yeah, the flashes from the CTs, you could see they wanted to maybe burst through that smoke. They were getting ready to do it. But the flashes completely blind them and they just call it off. They've got 2 smokes left, so they can go for an execute here. Region's looking for the lurk. Not going to spot anything at the moment. They're actually going to back out now that they've done that. They actually even dropped one of their smokes on the corner as well. So now they've left themselves with a single piece of utility for this round.
Need to group up, need to trade, have not got the weaponry for the job, especially for this crawl over towards short. It looks like that's where they're going to be heading, especially with the X1 smoke for the meanwhile. Forrester gets the information and Nickelback doesn't give a damn about K23's plans. Just trying to just take it away from them. The utility is perfect. Obscures the vision even with the HE, and now Forrester actually does get caught out by X5, but that's his 2nd kill in 13 rounds.
Yeah, they need to get 4 more if he wants this round. Nickelback might give him the opportunity because he's low, but not at that angle. Nickelback side swipes him. 3 in the round with the IGL. 17 for 4. He's having a great game here. Having so much fun playing the power position in short, where he can support towards long, where he can swing in and punish. We saw some great movement from him at different points. Just seeing like he knows when these opportunities strike with K23, when he can exploit these gaps and push and catch them off guard.
It's good to see all of Entropiq at various points throughout this close qualifier have been stepping up as well. Even though they lost against Heat yesterday, Forrester was having an exceptional performance. He's doing well on this map as in addition, 14-5. You've mentioned Nickelback and Elian in the first game of the day. Whilst it only was 12 rounds that we saw in that play, he was unbelievable. So everyone's having impact, and that's so important. And that's the missing piece to K23's puzzle right now.
Yeah, the fact that Entropiq are having such a great game without Elian really needing to do too much. Oh, X Power, that's a nice little tag onto me. I'm going to keep him limping into this round. Look at the control they've taken towards B. 2 players push through unders. That's completely that side of the map. Elian, that's what we're talking about. That's the flick. Lightning fast, and the T-side AWPer is removed.
Look at this as well. Look at Nickelback aggressing on in. Raging has just taken that area of the map, and Entropiq snapped right back. Problem holding with the AWP, picked off Power's body. Converts onto Mir, but it's still a lot of information being gathered, and Forrester is going on a very long journey all the way through spawn.
Yeah, there's no respect to these pushers. They are happy to take this ground. They've read that K23 are just moving as a pack, which means that there are these weak points you can exploit, these pushes that can come through. This round boost is going to be revealed. Elian takes out the lower half, and even the top getting removed as well. So Nickelback, too easy to clean up the last. And Entropiq having a field day here on Dust2. It feels like they don't even have to break a sweat in these rounds.
No, because K23 are just rinse and repeating the same thing over again. When they can't really get much real estate over towards long, instead they reset and they try and take the short control. And the big gap that they're leaving open constantly is this upper tunnels position. And there's been so many opportunities for either Forrester or even Mir just to push in and take all of the control. And when the chips are down and it's the last round of the half, K23, they want to throw caution to the wind. Try and just take 4 rounds of them on the CT, and it looks to be a B hit. Already utility raining on in, Forrester will fall, but Elian with the collateral. That's one way to hold the bomb site, even with a third. And now Power is all that remains.
These rotations are so good. Elian completely shuts down any chance here. Power, that's a wild spray and a wild chance of doing anything here. The utility raiding through all 4 CTs on the other side of the double doors. Power, you better scramble. You better run. You have nothing to give this round. They've set up across the map. The bomb, it can't even really be retrieved. And Mia, he's going to close it out. 12-3 is the half.
And welcome back, everyone, to this best of three between Entropiq and K23. Entropiq looked absolutely dominant on their CT side, looking to potentially translate it over and make this a bit of a quick map one as they rush towards B.
A lot of aggression towards mid, though. 3 CTs pushing up here and towards upper mid. Mira's on the other side, keeping them interested. Just now put this into a weird position. A player pushing down into lower dark. Elian trying to clear that one out. Xpower gets the contact and he's just going to back off. They have still left Rasian in towards top mid. Yeah, trying to scout this one out and Rasian's going to find him. That's going to be the go signal towards the B site now. Crowdy's charging forward. Flax is the only one on the site here. With him going down, Problem has rotated over. Has to be careful not to give up ahead. Crowder's looking for it. And that bomb, it can go down and into the 4-on-4.
Look at this reposition as well from K23. 3 defenders rotating through the tunnels. It's going to be heard, though. Ilian and the gang, look at this. The repositioning already based off these audio cues. Nickelback swinging on in. Oh, it's even Crad to do the damage. They just want to just take the fights to them. It's complete disrespect. Bomb site overwhelmed, but the kills are actually potentially falling in favour of K23. Ilian's the only one that remains, and he does hit the deck. Exapower with a hat-trick on the site, and there should be just enough time to get this defuse in.
Ooh, that gets very dicey there. Maybe a little too overconfident with Entropiq, but you can see what they were going for. They had all the info about that push in through from the upper tunnels, and so they position in a way that they can set up for that. Crowd even gets the opener there, but the Glock's just not quite able to make it work. And with Crowd going down on site, you know, maybe if he'd been able to stay alive just a little bit longer, it could have kept things interesting. But he goes down, and then it's just Elian in a very awkward position. So, ooh, got the smoke. That's pretty cool. No, it's not the smoke. I was thinking that's an interesting way to throw that, but no.
No, a little bit of a flub. And that's that can aptly describe Entropiq's afterplant. It just felt like they were just a little bit overconfident. But regardless, they have invested into it. A lot of Galils. Grenade doing a little bit of damage. Take a look at the map control right now. K23, they sit right back in. They don't want to throw away their rifles. But Entropiq, they're holding for this aggression.
I think they've given up early on, though. Entropiq taking their time here, but look at the utility. On both sides, there's 3 flashbangs on the server. Not a lot for either team to work with, so it's really just going to come down to the aim duels. Short looking like the play at the moment, and it's actually an open bomb site at the moment. K23 have moved 2 players down towards long. Looking like they might want to play retake if it doesn't end up being T's coming through this angle.
Rage is on a quick rotation at the very least and towards CT. Flashbang going to signify Entropiq's intentions. And now K23, they can move over. But Entropiq, they can just plant the bomb for short. They can just escape as well and just play a more secure after plant. Forrester, this position is so crucial as K23 creep and pull their way in. It's completely unchecked and he mows them down. Doesn't expect Rage in, but the man advantage is still with Entropiq.
You never expect 3 there, but he's able to get the 2. Flax gets dinked as well. Ooh, good kill from Xpower onto Elian. That's put down to the 3-on-2. Both these T's are not anywhere near the bomb either. They're both in towards CT. The defenders on side have been caught out. Rasian, he can just stick this bomb, and there's really no way for them to do anything about it. But they don't have the information. Rasian is now going to get onto it, but they're both here, and they can just boost up onto him. Rasian trying to peek over. And it will be this peculiar setup in towards CT's spawn that allows Entropiq to take the round.
So unsure is Raging of where both of Entropiq reside in this afterplant. You're right, I think that's it's an apt way to call it. It's a little bit weird, that positioning. I expect, and I think K23 expected one of the Entropiq players to rotate all the way around in towards short because that's where the bomb was planted for. Instead, somehow they make it work. And they're now 3 rounds away from taking K23's map pick. Raging, peering on in with the Deagle. You can see what he can do with it. But Forrester is just that bit quicker. Oh, there it is. Hand cannon. And AK can be recovered.
A great shot from Raging. He's had a few of those so far this series, but maybe a little bit too little too late. Now I think about that double CT setup, it makes sense when you don't have any util, right? Like, you know that the CT's util is light, so there's no smokes across. And it ends up working out for them. Still, very odd. Now Entropiq in a good position, even though they lose that player in that duel early on. Fox is going to get a bit of information. There's only one player over towards B at the moment, so even if he calls this, rotations can slowly come through. Problem. Trying to play around this lurk smoke. That is on the other side, but Entropiq aren't giving up anything here.
Want to move as a unit. Want to make sure that if they get caught off guard, they can trade instantly. Taking this short control late round. 40 seconds left. And they're just going to explode on towards A here. Raging. His position could be everything, but he doesn't have armor.
Yep, that's the Mac-10. The body shots make it pretty much impossible to use a rifle. It's a perfect weapon for the job. Problem spots Elian, but Elian, he sees that target bright red on his head. Looking great there with the scout. We were talking about him being a little bit quiet earlier, and now he's got the 2.0 KD. Starting to get warmed up into this one. And really, Entropiq are just absolutely taking control of this game. They feel like they can do no wrong.
Yeah, it feels like
apart from that pistol round.
Yeah, well, a little bit overconfident. But let's not let that tarnish what a great side we've seen from Entropiq. And what's interesting is how they will respond on the second map as well. Because against Heat, they looked really good, and then they fell flat. So I'm hoping for a different side to Entropiq today. Stack on towards long for K23. Just USPs. There comes the flashbang raining in. Forrester manages to survive the scare. And I think he's realised what's going on.
Yeah, he's got the info here. Now he can start to try and clean up these players. Bit of a spray down there onto a second. Maybe a chance at the ace that was denied from Mia stealing it earlier on. Let's see what he can do. 3 already. He's looking to give him the 4th. All right, Forrester, here you go. Here's your ace. And he gets it done. The easiest ace of his life.
Still could have had 2.
Still could have had 2.
Still good play. K23 just feeding him straight into the meat grinder. And, well, it's less than desirable for K23 on their map pick. Entropiq really just going through the fundamentals, playing as more of a team. And that's really been the difference maker. Elian, in fact, it's actually Crad. So used to seeing him on a scoped weapon. They've got 2 of them, but this time it's an AWP as well. Look at how aggressive Exit Power is, but he does miss the shot. And more importantly, he gives up his position.
Oh, he's going to get shot as well through from suicide. That was a tag, actually, from Crad with the scout. Why has he even got a scout? He could have bought an AK. He could have bought 3 AKs.
I don't know.
No, 2 AKs. Quick maths. Expower does get the kill in the end. So it is back into a 4-4. Oh, Elian, did he spot that cross? I think so. These rolls are reversed. It felt like the T is taking control then. It was the CT's raging. Down and low is going to be gifted a kill into Mia. K23 are trying to make this one work.
Yeah, but look at the rotation and look at Entropiq. If Raging gets this kill... Oh, no. Instead, Elian gets one on towards mid and runs away. But the B-bomb site is open for business, more importantly, ladies and gentlemen. And as Entropiq plant the bomb, it's a 3-on-3 for the game. K23 need to win this to stay alive in Dust2.
Yeah, and look at their health on this retake. A couple of flashbangs to work with as well. It is not the ideal situation. Elian is even preventing this cross from Raging. You can see he's aware of it, right? He knows this AWP player was in towards top mid, but Elian, he is quick on the swing. 3 in the round for him. Not quite able to get the 4th though. Xpower is able to get a kill of his own. He's even going to reposition now, which is a good idea because that Molotov coming through. X5, he has to do it all, and Nickelback, he removes him. So now, ooh, Xpower, that's a flick. Opportunity now strikes here. Nickelback, the only T left remaining, but Exapower has no idea and no time. Even if he is able to find this kill, he doesn't have the kit. And Nickelback will catch him with his back turn. Entropiq keeping it clean here on Dust2.
Yeah, 16-4, it was a bit of a trouncing, and especially when the rounds were so close, right? I think it was 4-3. Because kind of at the beginning of the game, and then all of a sudden Entropiq, they gained the momentum and they just really snowballed the effect, and they were just too much for K23 on, well, K23's map pick, no less.
If it's any consolation, K23 lost their map pick against Forza earlier in even more decisive